Del Frisco's for cigars and cars, and we've got a nice setup of cars out here today. Brought the Lambo down here today, and I got a real special thing over here because my friend Cameron is here, and I've been waiting to see this car. So Cameron's here. He brought the, oh, say hi, Cameron.
Hi.
Hey, and look what he brought here. So, what do we got here?
What do we got? This is a Superformance GT40,
Okay.
which is built under license to the holders of the GT40 mark.
Mm-hmm.
It carries a GT40 continuation chassis number. So this is chassis number GT40P2388.
Nice.
So the cars are built in South Africa to the exact same specification as the original cars, down to the steel work, the body, the drivetrain, suspension, everything's the same. And I fitted this with the same engine and gearbox configuration as the 69 Le Mans winning car. And this has the same livery. So this was a Golf car, 69, one at Le Mans.
And like we were saying off camera, this is, to me, is the prettiest livery of all. I love this color combination. And you know, the level of authenticity built into this car is just mind-boggling. You know, from like the gurney bubble on the roof and the right-hand drive, what did you call it? The sill shifter?
Yep, sill shift.
So the shifter, even though it's a right-hand drive, the shifter is on the right-hand side.
Yeah, we can open it up.
Yeah, let's go take a peek at that. The dimensions on this car are just mind-boggling. And there is the shift on the right, detachable steering wheel. I sat in this car and it's snug, but it's a race car. And that's what race cars do. They're snug. Okay, so let me ask you this. Why the Ford GT, the GT40? Why this car? In your mind, what was it about this car that made you go to this length to get this thing?
Sure. Well, first, my opinion, there was the Mark 1 GT40s and there were the Mark 2. So Mark 2 is the one that was made famous recently in the movie, Ford versus Ferrari. These are the Mark 1s. I just think the body shape and the style of it is, you know, it's when artists build cars, not engineers.
Yeah.
Not that I've got anything against engineers.
Yeah.
But it's just the lines of it are beautiful. It's a very, you know, sleek looking car.
Yeah.
And I've been a fan of the 60s race cars, and ultimately when I got to the position where I could have one of these, I wanted to have it, put it on the track and drive it and have the same experience.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier, so you've had this out on the track.
Yep, quite a few times.
And how does it do?
It's amazingly well balanced. So many years ago, I spent a couple of years racing an Acura NSX, and I would say the balance is very similar. It's extremely neutral.
Yeah.
So you can get this into a high-speed corner and you can throttle steer it, you can drift it.
Yeah.
It's very neutral balance, and it telegraphs everything it's about to do. So
Interesting.
You don't get, it doesn't like snap off or spin.
Yeah.
It'll just drift.
Yeah, no surprises.
No surprises.
Yeah.
And it's very light.
Yeah.
And so you don't need a lot of engine. This is only a 331 cubic inch engine. Puts out 450 horsepower.
What's the weight on the car?
It's about 2,300 pounds.
Power to weight ratio.
Yeah. So
And speaking of which, let's take a peek under that clamshell and see what's going on down here.
Can you just lift the other side for me?
Happily.
Yeah. Just a good lift, yeah.
And there we are. Okay, so again, give me the rundown on the motor.
So it's a 289 stroke to 331.
Okay.
It's running traditional carbureted Webers, 48 IDA downdrafts. So there's no fuel injection, no electronics in it. And they ran this, what they called a 180-degree crossover exhaust, which gives them their unique sound.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some of that sound a little later. But right now, just taking a look at the attention to detail on this build, like the Gurney Eagle valve covers here too, nice touch. Just looking at this build, it's just darn nearly flawless as far as I can tell, and I'm certainly no expert, but just looking around at this thing. It's just beautifully built.
Thank you.
And you were talking a little bit earlier. You're not afraid to get in and tune those carburetors yourself.
No, they take a little bit of understanding, but once you have that, they're actually pretty easy to keep tuned.
Yeah.
I probably only, if I take it on the racetrack or on different fuel, I'll play around with them a bit.
Right.
But on the road, if I'm just driving it, to and from, I wouldn't touch them, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So they stay pretty well in tune.
Yeah. And how often do you get this thing out and drive it?
A reasonable amount. I probably put 2,000 miles a year on it,
Nice.
so it gets a few road miles.
No garage queens.
No.
Yeah. Wow. And there's our gurney bubble up there. Because Dan was a tall guy and he needed that little bit of head clearance when he sat in the car with his helmet on. Got the air induction up here in the front with this Grand Canyon of an intake up here in the front that is so unique to this car, Absolutely stunning. I'm just agog. I'm gobsmacked over this car. I just love it so much. And so it's good to know that I am your new best friend, and that you were about to tell me I could freely take this out anytime I wanted to. I know you were about to say that.
That'll be on the next video.
Yeah. Cameron, thank you for sharing this car with us. I'm glad we finally got an opportunity to talk about it. And I'm going to do a once around again on this car, just for more of those jaw-dropping, drool all over myself kind of looks. But thanks for getting this thing out here today. Appreciate it.